Please welcome to the stage your next storyteller, Tracey.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming out tonight. So, there was a Newsweek article written in the late 80s, and if you're of a certain age and were single then, you know which one I'm talking about, right? Some people know. It was the Newsweek article that said if you weren't married by the time you were 30, that you had a greater chance of being struck by a terrorist missile than actually getting married. Go home, Google it right now if you want. I don't make this stuff up. So there's a group of people that probably made not great choices based on that data, which, by the way, they disproved 10 years later. But that's a different story. So when you're dating someone and you're like 28 3/4 and the guy's okay, you kind of say to your friends like, it's not the best guy ever, but it's either that or being killed in a terrorist missile. It'll do in a pinch. Also, if some of you heard me before, I think I say every story with this, I'm a little bit of a planner. In fact, I hope this doesn't get me kicked out, but I know we're not supposed to come with notes, but I always write 3 words on I did them on my foot tonight. I don't have my bifocals on. The odds of me reading my foot are very low. So I like to plan. And so I had this great friend that I was convinced that we had to get married. And he kept saying, I'm going to be a bad husband. I'm like, no, you won't, because you'll be better than a terrorist attack in the Middle East. So I had kind of a passionate choice, and I had John, who was funny and sensible, and he would borrow his mom's car to take me outlet shopping in Paramus, New Jersey, which when you're a city girl and you don't have a car and you're 28 3/4, it's a great thing. So I go into this marriage, eyes wide open, I'm sensible, I work at a trading desk, I have the spreadsheet, he works on a bond desk, we joke that we're hedged, very sensible. Wow, you guys got that, that's cool. And when you're a planner, the wedding is like the Super Bowl of your career, right? So you're just planning, and I had the family in Texas, and I had his family who really did not like me in New York, and my other family in Pennsylvania that didn't like to drive, and the people in Connecticut with the dog. I mean, I had it nailed. And I was being very sensible about it all and level-headed about it, and what I did not plan on was other people have their things that were not on my plan. And what was not on my plan was that one of my bridesmaids was in the middle of a psychotic breakdown, I guess is maybe the way to put it. I'm not sure. At some point, someone shouted to her, "Oh my God, are you not medicated?" And I said, I think that's not very polite to say. And then the psychotic person said, "No, I'm not medicated." And then my friend said, "Well, you should be, darling." So we were in a little tiny, sort of like San Juan Islands, a little tiny place that was hard to get to. Don't do that when you're planning a wedding, by the way. Always have a 24-hour taxi service when you're planning a wedding. And it started off kind of weird. It was a whole weekend at the resort. Again, they're the nice Sunday school people from Pennsylvania. They're the cynical Boston Jewish people that are saying, this is never gonna work because she didn't convert. I mean, it was a powder keg. And she got a little freaked out, and at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, I walked into our bridal suite room to find her on the floor trying to light my wedding dress on fire. Yeah. Anyway. I was gonna try to explain it and make her sound like a nicer person, but if someone's trying to light your wedding dress on fire, there's just no way around it, is what she was trying to do. So she freaks out and she goes, "It's not fair. It's not fair. I've always been the thin, beautiful one." It gets worse. "And you've always been the chubby sidekick." "I'll get you, my pretty. I'll tell a story about you at the Moth." And it's not fair that you're getting married. And then she proceeds to tell me that her guy dumped her. Well, she dumped him. Well, he went and had an affair with someone and got the herp from that person, really? And then she had the herp, and then they broke up, and here I am getting married, and she had to bring an end to it. So my parents had this great idea. Let's make this weekend about her. And I flip out, and I have this complete Rumpelstiltskin moment where I'm like, I'm the bride, I'm the bride, I'm the bride. This is my one day, and I can't give it to her. Like, it's, and sweet John said, your parents are right. Let's make the weekend about her. And I'm looking around the room like, I can't believe this. And so we set up this plan. What she really needed, to not set anything else on fire, was she needed a babysitting schedule. So we woke up every male in the hotel, eligible or not, and we set up this spreadsheet of who was going to keep her away from Flame for the rest of the wedding. Strangely enough, she loved performing oral sex on men. So there was a quid pro quo situation. It went great until I realized right before we cut the cake, oh gosh, okay, right before we cut the cake, I realized she was missing, and she'd been gone far too long than her average services required. And I realized that she was gonna go have sex with one of my favorite people ever. And I went to the front desk and I said, I need the key, it's a medical emergency. And they gave me the key, and I went running up the stairs in my little thumbleweed white dress, and I kicked down the door, and there they were. She was about to mount him, and I said, no, she has the herp. Don't, it's not part of your contract. And so the moral of the story is this. If you're gonna marry someone, don't follow your heart, don't follow your head at all. Go with your heart. Don't marry the sensible guy, because he's gonna give away your really special day. Always have an extra condom in your purse. And last but not least, even if somebody has a little bit of flame, don't ever let somebody steal your peace. Thank you.